So on the way to Pinkhill, Lock and Weir, the Pinkhill stretch on our ticket, and I'm on the B4044 between Swinford Toll Bridge and Farmwell Reservoir, and you can park. There's a couple of lay-bys roughly opposite the boatyard. You can see one of them there, the other one's just around the corner. And to get to Pinkhill, we're going to cross the road, walk down this footpath, and we're going to go down this little lane that's marked as a footpath to the right here. And this is Paxford Bridge. So if you've seen my videos for Bablock Hythe or for Lower Whitley Farm, I would have mentioned this footbridge as being the end of the stretch. So you can walk all the way from the car park at Bablock Hythe all the way along the Thames, and you can fish the entire stretch until you get here. And then there's the boatyard, and the other side of that boatyard is where Franklin's Meadow is. So you just got a little bit of a sort of gap where you walk along the road on a footpath to negotiate, and then you've got another whole stretch of river up until Swinford Toll Bridge. But we're going to work our way up to Pinkhill, Lock and Weir. Take this right-hand branch, and this is the really the first fishable swim that you're going to come to, and it's a pretty decent swim actually. You'll find come winter these irises and weed would have all died down, and the water has a bit more pace to it here, and it's a pretty productive swim. So we find this stretch is fished a little bit more than Bablock Hythe or Lower Whitley Farm or Franklin's Meadow actually. It just seems to attract a few more anglers. Then you'll find that in the summer, although we don't do a lot of cutting of banks here, there's plenty of spaces to fish along this stretch. I think people are just naturally drawn towards the weir and a bit of oxygenated water through the summer, which makes sense obviously. So as you can see, the lock is off to the left here, and there's an island, and you can actually cross over the lock onto the island, and you can get to the weir, walk over the weir, and then you can fish this far bank around the back of the island around here, and it goes all the way up to the weir. One thing you do need if you're going to fish this stretch from Paxford Bridge up to the lock is a long landing net handle, because the banks are quite high here and they're perfectly fishable as long as you've got a long landing net handle so you can actually land the fish that you're catching. So there's no fishing along the actual entrance to the lock. So basically where this metal walkway is, there's no fishing. There's like a tall tree, so I would say the other side of that tree is okay. But they don't like you fishing along here. So we got from the end of this walkway here all the way around, and it goes for miles all the way up to Lower Whitley Farm, around the back of Farmore, and then down to Bablock. But we've actually, once you cross the weir, which we're going to do, you've actually got the opposite bank as well. So we're now on the island, having crossed over the lock gate, and we're going to make our way down to the weir. So this is Pinkhill Weir that we're coming up to. Please don't fish off the actual weir. So this first little bit here on the far left, you can see just on the edge here, this isn't our ticket, this is the EA lock and weir permit ticket, that one swim. And frankly, I've fished it before and it's really snaggy. There's a couple of really big blocks of concrete out there, so it makes it really tricky anyway, which is a shame because it's a lovely looking spot. But we have the river on this left hand bank as we're looking at it, all the way sort of round the back of the lock island to the end of the field. So you can keep fishing as far as you can walk down that direction. And then you can also walk along the bank on this right hand side as we're looking at the river now. And basically the river sort of comes up here, goes round, goes all the way up there, and then it sort of bends away and goes off around the back of Farmore. And you can fish this side, this right hand side, for this first field up to the ditch. And like I said before, you can fish the opposite bank all the way up to Bablock Hythe. Okay, so we're back on the left hand bank as you walk upstream. And like I say, you've got to get past the designated area for the lock before you start fishing. The north edge of Farmore Reservoir we're on now. And we're now in club water, and you can fish these swims. There's actually a swim, believe it or not, through here. It doesn't look like it's been fished very much this summer. But I'm going to brave the jungle and work my way through. Again, of course, in winter everything kind of dies right back down, and this is much more accessible, and the bailiffs have also come down and make sure it's accessible. This is a productive swim here. And so you can just follow the footpath around there, fish as much of the river as you want, and that is our Pinkhill stretch. Hopefully it's a bit more easy to understand how to access the stretch and I'm not going to spoil any of the surprises. I'm going to leave a lot of the swims that are up there to your imagination and force you to get out there and have a look yourself. Tight lines to you all. Good luck.